You may.
Here we
Ms.
go.
Gilman?
Back into it. We've got about 40 minutes or so left of this recording.
More than that, so.
So she flew in on the very.
Ms. Gilman, could you make it a little louder?
When was her scheduled flight back?
Tuesday morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know which
Friday
one.
off because of the one.
Yes, that was the understanding.
Okay. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, you said on Friday 30th when she landed, she told you that she had work that she was going to go back.
She was alluding to things being very busy with stuff on Friday, and she was. I remember her being tired.
Did she book a return flight earlier? Did she change the reservation? Did she book a new one?
I don't see. Here's the thing. She sent me the flight coming to Boston, but she never sent me the return flight. All I know is that she told me she had a return flight on the 3rd, but I don't know what time or what that was. I assumed everything was just the way it was, and then she moved the schedule up 2 days, which is not the first time she's done that. I mean, it is the whole thing is a bit. I know it was odd, but considering the last couple months, it wasn't so much that I was like, "Hey, wait, what's happening?" Whereas when I was talking to Jem was like, "Well, this seems insane." I was like, "Well, Jem, these are the things that I've been dealing with over the last couple months." So it wasn't something that I would be like, "Well, raise an eyebrow to." I was like, "All right," all I did was further confirm that I got to get to see the kids. We got to work this out. It's it's too much stress on the whole family. And that was the main thing. I just wanted to be together all the time.
So did Anna ever tell you when the return flight was booked, aside from the Tuesday flight?
Say again?
In other words, did she tell you which flight she was booked on the 3rd?
No, but she always took the first or second flight out. And she had said she had already booked flights for January. But we were supposed to talk about that. And then she she did say she was changing a flight, but not this flight. She was changing a flight to Martin Luther King Day. So I don't know if she did that or if she didn't, but she was talking about changing that flight. Because she was going to come in Thursday night, stay Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, leave Tuesday. And maybe try to leave, maybe say an extra day. So she was offering 4 or 5 days, which is again, was normal when she said I'm going to take Thanksgiving, like 2 weeks of Thanksgiving, but I'm going to stay 5 days when I come back. And she only stayed for 1 day. And then she was always like, I'm going to have more time. And it seemed like she was having less and less time.
Okay. On New Year's Eve with Jem,
Yes.
was Jem aware that she had to leave in the morning?
No.
Did, why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Jem, we were probably, we just wanted to, most likely just to enjoy the, time with Jem. He was only here for 4.5 hours or so. And we hadn't seen him in
Were
person.
you aware that she was leaving the next day?
No, I was aware that she was probably leaving early. Again, the assumption or story in my head was that she was leaving on Monday.
So she was originally planned to leave on Tuesday. You were on the assumption by her leaving early would be Monday.
Yeah, I had no information otherwise, but I was definitely surprised. Like, I gotta go.
Okay. So what were your plans with on New Year's Day?
Yeah, so it was going to be the same stuff. The only difference is that she might have come up with me to see my mother, possibly, or we would have, or the whole family would have done something like my, up in Swampscott or somewhere nearby. Because I said I had time, I didn't have to drop my mother off, so we can go see her and get her what she needs, and maybe we could do some stuff. So I was excited about that. But I didn't bring it up, but she was troubled by whatever happened with Bella. She's like, this can't be my friend. This was 30 minutes before New Year's. And she brought it up, she did bring it up with Jen at the time before.
Okay. You said you couldn't be a friend?
He texted on New Year's Eve saying friendship is over or something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
What did he say?
What did Anna say?
She said, I'm sorry, I appreciate, give a leadership sort of answer, like, I accept, what you're saying. And then he called to leave a message, and then I remember her saying, I'm not taking I'm not going to listen to this. And that's why she went to put her phone upstairs shortly after. I think she understood it. I think he was saying that, I haven't seen you in the holiday season. You're in town, not seeing you in person, often enough as acceptable. I'm here to, support you, take care of you, or whatever it is. So,
Weird relationship there.
just a bit. I mean, it's not the relationship I guess she thought that they were having. He's married to the child, just by the way, and they've known each other for 10 years. So just to give you some background.
Do you know how they met?
Yeah, they worked at the Willard Intercontinental together back in 2012.
That she went and put her phone upstairs after that?
After that, she, let's say 12, 10 or 15, and then she I remember her putting her phone upstairs and she came back down without it.
Was Thomas came down at one point and hung out with you?
Yes.
And Anna.
Yeah, exactly.
Was this before, during, or after Thomas was participating as well?
Oh yeah, Thomas went to bed at he went to bed, and then he came over at like 9 or 10 or something. I think Anna took a bunch of photos. Jem and I don't have any because she didn't send them to us yet. But I think she sent one to Will Fasto. So that was when that's when the photo was taken about. So just maybe 10 o'clock or something like that.
You know where upstairs she put her phone at that point?
Yeah, on a bedstand.
In your room?
Or my room now.
With the ceiling tile on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, not in the ceiling tiles, Roy. On top, yeah.
Makes sense.
But she did seem disturbed by that, which was odd. And she did bring it up. She brought it to me and Jem at the time. So I mean, that was something that not normal, but.
Yeah, to kind of cut us off.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. You said that the plan for New Year's Day was to take Anna and the kids up to.
Maybe, yeah, that was.
Did you actually have a plan?
No, we didn't have a full-fledged plan at the time, but we had we had options and stuff. So.
Was the nanny coming over Sunday, the last thing? Was that?
No. The nanny was going to come over anyways because I was going to go. I set everything up in advance because I was going to have to go take my mother. So I wanted the nanny here. I didn't know what it was going to look like and what I was going to want to do and things like that. So also if I was going to see my mother, I was going to take the kids somewhere and I'm going to meet up later. But because I've so little time outside of the house, when I do try to make most of it as a family and get everything done, that was what we would do.
You mentioned had options on New Year's.
Yeah, because I had the time to go see my mother, so I was like, we'd go up and we wanted to do something, with her, with the family. We had those options were available to us, which like today they would not be, right? Because I don't have any time.
You guys had an argument after she said she was early?
No, we didn't have an argument. I was taken by surprise. I was not to be crude, I was in the bathroom, and she came by and said, I have to go to sleep. And I was like, well, hold on. And she's like, I have to get up early, Brian. I have to go tomorrow. And I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And then she said, I said I might have to leave early. I said, I didn't know it was going to be like that early. So, but I did have an argument with her for the Thanksgiving and the Christmas Eve. So I wasn't going to make the same 3 times. I was like, okay. And then she immediately backed it up with like, hey, I'm going to come 4 or 5 days and for Martin Luther King Day, because we were making a new schedule for January and February. I said coming every week might not is really not good. Is there any way that you could come every other week for a little more time? So we were working on that when she arrived Friday and Saturday. We were talking about that.
If the kids took her phone and didn't know her, how would she contact someone for a ride?
If the kids took her phone and hid it, how would she contact someone for a ride? She wouldn't leave I don't think she would leave the house without the phone. But let's say that I'm wrong about that. So sure, she would use my phone, right? But she put Lyft on here. I guess she would download Uber and get it. But I know where my phone was, and we didn't have this phone at the time. So we don't have phones in the house.
She use any iPads potentially?
Oh, there you go. She probably wouldn't be able to use the iPad to do it. I would not, but she would know. The only thing I saw was one phone, one and her laptop. That other iPad that I'm telling you about should be at the museum. She did have a laptop with her, but she programmed all of these.
How did Thomas get his phone?
My mother bought it on the. I forget when we got the phone because we had the phone and or my mother had it and she was bringing it with the the watch and everything. So it probably came here on the, she probably brought it on the second or something. Everything came on the second.
When you didn't have your phone and you sent those emails, was there emails?
Yeah.
What were they to again?
So Zach and Daniel, my business partners at Let's, my wife, my mother.
How did you send those emails?
My laptop.
Should I ask you, did you do anything to hurt your wife?
No, we never do that.
Or just, we don't have arguments with one another, spouses, et cetera. Has that ever escalated to a physical confrontation?
No, sir, no. My wife and I got along very, very well. Hey, the only stress we were having was going together. It's really, I bothered Tracy about it for months. The family doesn't work without my wife. Never hurt my wife. I mean, I loved her, and what would have been, I think about my kids too. She's a wonderful mother on top of being a wonderful wife. And to take that away from them, I mean, I just couldn't even imagine something like that. That's just not, would never do anything that hurt my wife. I wanted to spend the rest of my life with my wife. I'm still going to. And, we were apart because of the job and my legal problems.
Her leaving very early, maybe angry?
No, I wasn't angry. I was sad. I got angry about Thanksgiving, and then I realized it was just sad that we're not spending a lot of time together. And she was sad about it too. And it was exhausting for both of us. She was away from the boys. I was always dealing with the boys. But my wife and I were a very good team. We agreed on almost everything. We agreed on I have to get to DC. Just didn't feel like we were the authors of our own lives. So that's why she wrote that on the thing. We have to be the authors of our own lives to make this happen, Brian. We're always working together.
Brian was over there singing, man. Why was he talking to the police so much?
In your mind, where do you think she is right now?
I like a lot of people have said maybe she's at a spa, and she was under a lot of pressure. Doesn't really track with my wife. She loved her job and she loved her family, so she was always focused on that. And maybe the country house like in Bela, in Serbia, but I have no idea. I can't. I'm having a hard time imagining.
Does she have any other identifications?
She's got a Serbian passport or Serbian international identification cards. One with
Shout out to the dogs.
one with NIP. I haven't seen her use them recently. I don't know if they're in. I don't even know if the date is on them or the proper date.
Other than Serbia, any other ties internationally that you should visit, or family or good friends?
She's a language expert. She spent time in college in France, which she speaks perfect French. But she doesn't have any family. Or she has a friend there. I don't know if it's still there, Julianne. But other than that, that would be it. And then DC and Boston. I mean, sisters in Canada, sure. They're asking for a broader.
You should have international flights. Was she scheduled? It appeared in the newspaper. Not that I ever believe the newspaper, which is why I'm asking you guys. It appeared in the newspaper that she did have reservations to go back to DC on January 3rd.
That makes sense, yeah.
I'm just asking if that's confirmed.
That's our understanding.
Do you know what time?
Stuff like that.
Of course, they have that one play, yeah, always.
And that she never changed that.
To our knowledge,
I don't know who the female officer is.
There's a chatter between JetBlue and her over the last few months. Because when she doesn't call, she does something, they do it online, like online messaging.
Oh, they should probably go to the JetBlue site.
Yeah, they have a chat. Yeah. So that's, so she could be doing that and feeding kids or something like that. Right, but a lot of times she would talk to them and it wouldn't work out, and then she would take a break and then come back. Or,
we're not talking about email that. It's live chat.
yeah. So sometimes, I don't know if it could be like they're like, we'll just come and change at the counter, or be like, I can't do this. And she was always asking for, she had gotten a good stat, especially with the car, so I don't know what her deal was, but it's possible that, because she said when I have this, they can make changes at the counter, upgrades at the counter at different, so, yeah, she never called them.
Anything else in the moment? What about like brunch reservations or any brunch plans on New Year's? That's a question.
Not that I know, but Anna was talking about making some, so I don't know if she did it or not. I haven't checked, I haven't looked for anything on Open Table or Resi or anything like that. I can take a look.
And then,
Because last year we went the whole family, we did go to brunch. So that is a very normal thing to do.
so normally is like a bigger
Yeah, I mean,
scheduled plan for New Year's.
right, but I mean, this year, things were up in the air.
So, a lot of time outside of the house on New Year's Day. When did you put that request in? Was it a normal Thursday request?
Yeah. No, always Thursday.
Okay.
And the request was from what, from 3 to 9?
3 to 9,
So there wouldn't have been brunch.
No, yeah, we wouldn't have been brunch, but it was good. That's
Would she have gone to brunch without you?
No, well, she would have left. No.
I mean, if she were going home on January 3rd, would she have gone out to brunch with other friends or anything?
No way, no. The only time when she was here that she saw someone without me was Rima. And I was only twice, she did that twice. That's the only, everything else we would do together or people would come to the house. The time together is very important for us.
Those friends in the area that,
Peter Kirby.
do you think we should speak to as far as that new Anna Rockwell, that she was close with that past?
Peter Kirby. They went to the same leadership school together 3 years ago, and he lives with his wife and John Marshall. They've been calling for support. Jim Mutlu, who's here, obviously, is a family friend, and someone who is, obviously loves Anna very much. Rima Ferrer, she was Anna's mentor, and they were very good friends. Those would be the main ones that I would think of.
I think that's pretty much it for now. I mean, you don't have to obviously keep up the dialogue and that's back and forth as we get into it. And follow up questions. You can imagine, as
I might have it here. That's helpful. Yeah, I'm gonna get that going. But I think she sent it to me. What was it? Biggest peanuts?
You obviously have the ability to get your own credit card statements. You want to pull those and then for the past week. And
Thanks for being here, RD.
Travel and
Appreciate you.
Oh.
stuff like that.
Yeah, just check the Chase Freedom. That's the one that I use. I don't use the Capital. The Capital one has been out of commission. It was only in commission for a month or so. Do you have access to the Chase Freedom? Or
We got to jump through a lot of hoops.
yeah, absolutely. We get how much of the Chase Freedom would you want?
Very through.
Oh, okay, so just
We'll give y'all December. We'll give y'all, we're not gonna,
that's
easier just to pick on a month.
whatever the last month's statement is, I'm not sure if it's, you know how it is, some of them start December 10th.
If you have any statements, that comes in.
Yeah, so will I. But I don't think they do anything. I
I'm still not.
have dealt with Anna, that was everything online.
Anna's cousin, the one with the
Milan?
land dispute and survey.
Milan, yeah.
Milan, I was going to ask his name.
Yes. Lubitsch.
Has he ever contacted you?
No.
Um,
I think he's best speaking English though.
so you said there was a conflict that.
Yeah, there's a terrible conflict. If you speak to Alessandra, she'll know more about it. But since I've known Anna, basically what happened 2 generations ago in Serbia, in Belgrade, Anna's father's mother, sort of grandmother, bought a piece of land with her sister or something, and then they had kids, and there's been a land dispute over it because now it's worth a lot of money, and you can build a large building there. And that building, that kind of money in Serbia, change your life. I mean, it's like winning the lottery here, and then they've been fighting over it for many, many years, 20 years at least. They thought they were going to resolve it in 2017, and then things didn't work out. Things went back and forth, and then just this Thanksgiving, they basically dissolved the deal. So they had a deal that it took 15 years to put together. 5 years later, they couldn't perform, and they're about to split.
So aside from that.
Poor dog wants to go out.
Is there any, business conflicts with properties or with this new job? Is there anybody that would be upset with that?
Yeah, people ask me that same question. I can't think of anyone that would be upset with Anna. I mean, everyone loves Anna. She's wonderful.
Oh.
So, everything, and if you see all the texts and emails coming, like, what can we do? Love Anna. I can't think of
Give me a second, guys.
I can't think of anything like that, honestly. That would be upgrading to anything like this, especially.
Whether it's her fault or not, like any issues at work that comes up that somebody would be slighted?
Not that I know. I mean, the only people I know are the people that she was working with, and actually a very good working relationship with everybody. No, again, it would be very hard to. No, I wouldn't have a name to give you for that.
Okay. What about you? Any previous business partners, any current partners, anybody that would be upset with you that would want to try and hurt you in some way?
Well, I mean, we love the guy in LA.
Oh, but there's a civil lawsuit.
Yeah. Well,
A civil lawsuit is not the same as wanting to hurt you.
okay, but
There's a civil lawsuit in California. I don't think that reasons any.
okay, yeah, I
I
don't.
understand somebody suing you.
Yeah.
But Anna too.
Trying to hurt your wife is different. Yeah.
Right, but they're suing Anna as well, and he called Anna during the thing. So I mean, that's the one. That's one person. But I mean, I don't think so either. But that would.
Could be the name just doesn't.
Yeah. What is it? Ron
The gallery.
Gallery thing. But he had Ron Rivlin. Yeah. But he did call. He called Anna, and he brought her into the case.
What do you say with all?
Well, he sent her threatening email, Facebook text at one point. You stole from me. I know the police and the FBI. I'm coming to get you. Things like that. But that was 6 years ago. And we had, other than when I was arrested, he tried to contact her via Facebook or something, 2018. But we haven't heard from him since.
What were we in contact?
2018. I think it was just he was trying to friend her or something like that.
About that, the criminal stuff started.
That's right when the criminal stuff started, yeah. But that would be someone who, certainly I have a different situation. So him and there's Jung and Lee in Korea, but highly unlikely. I mean, he's a son of a billionaire. I don't think he would.
What in Korea?
His name is Jung Lee.
It's another person involved in it.
Yeah.
They're getting restitution and everything.
Also,
The guy is-
Jung could care less. Yeah.
I don't think anything of that would rise to that.
Yeah. Same that or do we.
And besides, they would be pissed at him, not.
Yeah. Ron is the only one that tried to bring us
Chung Lee is Hobbits. And what was the other name you said?
was or the other person who Arno, who's in Paris. He's a art dealer.
Were they all partners in there?
No, it's all separate situation.
So why separate incidents? Like aside from.
Yeah, well, they're similar
They're
decorated.
separate incidents, and honestly, I don't think anything about his criminal case would have anything to do with this.
I don't either, but I still want to.
But those are the names of the players. And Ron was the one who did have contact with my wife, and didn't serve my wife at work.
Okay, but if people have a problem with you or your wife, like those are people who want to.
Right.
I understand that. Some of those people may be very passionate. If there's any involvement in this.
Well, definitely Korea and France are pretty. I mean, he's the other guy's in LA, so.
If anyone contacts you or something about this,
We're
any like contacts.
We will give you any information that we get.
What kind of truck was here last night? With out-of-state place? Was that a visitor or?
Madame Dolan?
What time did he arrive?
Abdel, yeah, he was, it was
You
late.
called me.
Yeah, I called you late, so you must have left.
How long were you working?
10 minutes, 15 minutes. But my mother's saying it was 30. I was trying to,
I don't think so.
yeah, I was trying to usher him out quickly. But at one point, he brought James Ryan, who was one of his mentors 10 years ago, who I haven't seen in a decade.
Big dogs in the
He was
building.
here.
What's up,
And
James?
then, I was speaking to James, but he went over and spoke to the kids or to Zach, the kids from, but
I'm hearing a lot, I'm talking with honest friends and to you, mentors, leadership, what exactly is going on with these groups that you guys are a part of?
yeah, so how to explain it was something called Lost Breakthrough Academy, and it was just it was a leadership training program. We formed pretty close relationships there, and we, as I said, we raised a lot of money through our community service projects, each from Loving Spoonfuls, Torch Foundation, things like that. So we've stayed connected. It was more than 3 years ago. I guess I started this month 3 years ago, and I graduated in February 3 years ago, so 2020. Well, it's a 4 or 5 month program, and then you get a graduation. And you said that you've graduated or have a certificate of completion of your of work. So
Okay.
it's not accredited, to be clear.
Adele is a member of that?
He is not, no.
He's not.
But
The guy you brought in with?
James Ryan, no. Yeah.
I thought it said.
A mentor from her when she was young at work. Yeah.
Okay.
And I had a good, someone that she considered. They, I guess they had spent time together, 4 or 5 months ago as well.
When's the last time, how much of that, leadership group that you mentioned?
Oh, yeah, it was 3 years ago now.
The
Yeah.
last time she was part?
Part of it, yeah, but we stay in touch.
Okay. All right.
But, Jen, Melissa, and Peter Kirby, all of them have gone through that training. But if you have any other questions, please let me know.
Appreciate that.
Anything from the pool today?
No.
Very, very cool.
Okay. It is,
Oh,
15:36. Sherman.
Your Honor,
There
Yes.
you go.
could the Commonwealth request that identification deed is read into the record?
Sure. So, George, from time to time, I will read you what are stipulations. They're simply agreements between the parties. I sometimes say they're facts you can take to the bank if the parties agree with it. I'm going to read such a stipulation now, marked for identification as Exhibit D for ID. At 5:18 a.m. on Saturday, January 7th, 2023, Cohasset Police Detective Harrison Schmidt received an email from Richard Walker 9984 at gmail.com, which stated, "We have the so-named Anna Walshe with us here. We had a deal worth $127,000. She messed up. We have her here with us, and if she doesn't pay the money, then she'll never be back. And we know that the police and the FBI are involved. Good luck finding us." Detective Schmidt received a second email from Richard Walker 9984 at gmail.com, which stated, "Here is Anna Walshe. Unless she pay the money we deal, she isn't coming back.
Dang.
Comma. Thanks and good luck."
What is up with that?
The second email had an image of a woman who was not Anna Walshe, and using an image search, police found the image on iStockPhoto.com under, quote, "kidnapped, stalked photos," end quote. On January 7th, 2023, police obtained a search warrant for data associated with the account Richard Walker 9984 at gmail.com. The search warrant was sent to Google, and investigators learned that the Internet Protocol address, the IP address, with the Richard Walker 9984 email account geolocated to Nigeria, and no IP addresses located in the United States were associated with the account that sent the Richard Walker 9984 at gmail.com email. The Commonwealth is not alleging that Brian Walshe sent the Richard Walker 9984 at gmail.com email.
So he said,
Thank you, Your Honor.
so Brian Walshe was sending emails to himself to make it look like Anna was being held for ransom. This guy. Is that what they're saying?
So, Sergeant, a couple questions about that interview.
Yikes.
There's mention of an application Viber. Could you tell us what that is, if you know?
It's a messaging application.
And there's also mentioning of WhatsApp. Do you understand what that is?
Yes, that's also a communication app.
There was mentioning of a person named Abdullah. Do you know his name?
Yes, Dula Al-Matari,
And what is his relationship to Anna Walsh?
a previous co-worker from the hospitality industry,
There was also mention of Peter Kirby. What is his relationship to the Walshes?
a family friend.
During the interview, a dog can be heard barking. Where was the dog located in the home?
In the crates in that sunken-in family room.
And you had the opportunity to be at the home
That was Chloe.
a few times between the 4th and the 7th. What issues did you ever have with the dog?
None.
There was also mention of the pool today. What was going on at the pool that day?
During that wide-scale search, we had drained the pool to get a better look at it.
Now, after January 6th, when the Cohasset Police Department had a press conference, what happened to your voicemail and email?
I was inundated with messages and tips from the public.
Why is it that your voicemail and email were inundated?
I was the point of contact for any information, so my department email and phone were listed and disseminated to the news and social media.
And was Richard Walker email one of those things that came into you after that press conference?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Gilman, could we have what was marked yesterday as Exhibit 44? Sir, do you recognize Exhibit 44?
Yes.
And where is this in relation to the house?
If you're standing in the backyard with the house to your rear, you'd be looking at like the back right corner of the fenced-in portion of the yard. That's the shed.
What's on the other side of the fence?
Neighboring house.
Now, and Ms. Gilman, can we have Exhibit 47 from yesterday? Sir, do you recognize this?
Yes.
This is the what you said was the missing poster you created?
Correct.
Now, what information? Where did you get the information to create this poster?
I made this on Thursday, so I had the information from the patrol report, the NCIC missing persons form, and the information from the first interview with the defendant.
Thank you. If you could take that down, Ms. Gilman. And when you were speaking to the defendant, what did you learn as far as Anna Walsh's maiden name or prior names?
There was a previous name of Nip, K-N-I-P-P, and a maiden name of Lubitschek.
Now, after that interview on the 7th, what did you do next as far as your investigation?
We continued to reach out to friends and family, gather more background information.
And on the 8th, what did you do in the morning?
We briefed at Cohasset Police Station a plan to execute a search warrant.
And where were you going to execute the search warrant?
516 CJC Highway,
What time did you have the opportunity to execute the search warrant?
around 9 a.m.
And so, when you executed the search warrant, who was with you?
Myself, I believe Chief Quigley, the day shift for patrol, the state police detectives, crime scene. I believe that was it.
And who was at the house when you executed the search warrant?
The defendant and his children, and Diana Walsh, the mother.
And what did you do with those people in order to execute the search warrant?
We'd reach out to Attorney Minor, and she came to the scene, and they all left with Attorney Minor.
Now, did you ever have the opportunity to speak to Mr. Walsh again on January 8th of 2023?
Yes.
Where did that conversation take place?
Attorney Minor's residence in Situate.
And who was present for that conversation?
Attorney Minor, myself, Trooper DeChico, Trooper Proctor, the defendant, and his children were in the other room.
And have you had the opportunity to review a recording of that?
Yes.
And does that fairly and accurately depict the defendant's statements in that interview?
Yes.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth proceed to have this marked as the next exhibit, which today I believe is 62.
Any additional objections beyond the ones I previously heard?
No, Your Honor.
The 1/8/23 audio will be marked and is now in evidence as Exhibit 62. And for the record, for those of you keeping track over there, the jump is as a result of the following. The parties agreed to, and I had indicated to the council, now will indicate to you on the record, certain financial records that the parties agreed to have been admitted into evidence, and those records are now in evidence as Exhibits 56, 61. They comprise records from Apple Credit Union, Barclays JetBlue Credit Card, Leaders Bank, JP Morgan Chase, Liberty Bank, Bay Credit Union, and Fidelity Records.
Lots of money.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, with the court's permission, may the Commonwealth play Exhibit 62?
You may.
Thank you. Ms. Gilman?